Sanctum Gate. So, this is the Sanctum Gate. It looks a lot like the Garoon Gate back in Roland. It is the other side. Well, both gates cut through the same wall. Annenberg Wall completely surrounds the Grand Cell area. Region, not area. Shut up, sir. It was built almost 1,000 years ago, but it's solid enough that it held off the Imperial forces. It sure looks like it'd take more than a few guns to knock it down. I would think so. But you never know. You've never know. So coming up, most of the enemies are going to be weak against fire, so you can put on a ruby talisman if you want. Still, it looks like a tourist attraction. One where you could climb up to the top and check out the view. So you're planning to get up there and sprint all along the walls, are you? I didn't say that. I was just thinking that it'd be nice for us to have a nice quiet lunch together. Just the two of us. And just talk about whatever. You know, talk about last night's Huskers game. Isn't that what we always do anyway? Never mind. Let's just get the paperwork done and move on to Grand Cell. Okay. Maybe it's just me. But are you mad about something? It's just you. Let's just go in and forget this whole conversation. Girls can be so difficult. Da-da-da-da. Nothing over here. How you doing, sir? Hey, Wayne. Hello. Welcome to the Sanctum Gate. We need you to fill out some paperwork before we can let you go onto the Capitol. Fill out papers and leave. Okay, can you give us the paperwork? Thank you. Please sign here. Stella and Joshua filled out the paperwork. What is it with you kids these days? Are you brave or are you just crazy? A little of column A, a little of column B. Are you on some kind of hiking date on the highway? What? A date? It's nothing like that. We're brother and sister. Funny you don't look like siblings, but you do have the same last name, I guess. So that's all you need, right? Okay, you're ready to go. Estelle? You seem very preoccupied all of a sudden. Are you okay? Do you want to stop and rest? No, I'm fine. Let's just get to the Capitol. Get to the chopper, don't let the chopper get to you! If you're sure. Well, if you two aren't on a date, are you going to see the martial arts competition? Martial arts competition? You know, there's always got to be one of those. Wrong again? There's an annual martial arts competition held in the Royal Grand Arena. It was originally only for the Royal Guardsmen Elite, but now it's open to any willing fighter. I believe the preliminaries are starting this afternoon. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Heh, that's definitely right up your alley, Estelle. The Queen will be there in person, so the admission fees are being discounted. If I weren't working, I'd be there myself by now. Heh, sorry to hear it. Of course, I'd rather be participating than watching. See if all this training's paid off yet or not. I can imagine. But if they've already started the preliminaries, it'll be impossible for you to get in. I don't know, man. There's always a way. We've got a job to finish, too, don't forget. You'll just have to make do in the stands. Too bad. Too bad, so sad. Sir? Is something wrong? That emblem on your chest. I didn't notice it because of your age, but are you two bracers? That's right. Is there a problem? No, not a problem. Exactly. Jeez, I never thought... Soldier, are you loitering while you're on duty? He's gonna get berated by his boss. Sir! Is there a problem here? Well, sir, it's just that these two, they're bracers, sir. Bracers, huh? You two. I'd like a few minutes of your time if that's alright. Uh-oh. We do need to get to the capital. Is that so? The capital? May I ask the nature of your business in the capital? What? Well, we've got a job, technically. What kind of job? The professor, No, I mean, how do I put this? I'm sorry, but we have an official guild contract. Our business with our client is a private matter. Sounds suspicious to me. I'm afraid you're going to have to explain yourselves. Uh-oh. Look, I don't see what the big problem is. Well, we received information from military high command. I freaking hate high command. They suck. The Royal Guardsmen have revolted against the Queen and are staging terrorist attacks. And it seems that some of these terrorists may have disguised themselves as bracers. Ruh-roh. So we're under orders to detain anyone claiming to be a bracer, pending investigation. Wait, what? That's enough, soldier. We're sorry, but we're under strict orders. Until we can confirm your identification, you're to remain here at Sangtime. You can't be serious! Slams down tennis racket. Why do... Ah, there you are! This guy again? I told you, this dude's everywhere. Huh? Why, you're... I've been waiting for you. If you finish your paperwork, let's get going. What? I apologize, Professor. It seems we've hit a small snag that might delay our departure somewhat. Just a moment here. Who are... Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a specialist of archaeology, Professor Alba. I am from North Ambria State, and I'm here in Liberl for investigative research. The first mention of North Ambria. Have you processed this man's identification? Yes, sir. His passport checks out, and the Grand Cell History Museum will vouch for him as well. I see. Then everything appears to check out. I apologize for the delay, Professor Alba. So what relationship do you have with these two? Well, they're bracers. They saved my life quite a number of times. So I decided to have them accompany me to the capital. Isn't that correct, Joshua, Estelle? Yes. That's it, alright. Well, it seems you have enough proof of your identity. I apologize to you both for the misunderstanding. No, it's not a problem. We know how it is to have strict protocols. No hard feelings at all. Freaking protocol. I swear, I'm gonna get wrinkles if there are any more surprises. I mean, you started playing along so fast with the professor. I thought I had forgotten our assignment for a moment. Hardly. I'd hoped you'd catch on a little bit quicker, though. Excuse me for the poor performance, Mr. Silvertongue. Not all of us can just lie with such a straight face. What was that? Never mind. Sorry to surprise you. It just seemed you two were in some trouble. So I spoke up. Should I not have? Oh no, we were definitely in some trouble back there. Thank you, Professor Alba. We appreciate your help. My way of returning the favor. Still, though, what was that argument all about anyway? I heard something about some terrorist attack. It seems there's a gang of criminals out there who have been causing trouble while disguised as normal citizens. And the two of us were suspected of being in said gang. We're not freaking gang members! Come on, man. Be cool. Yeah, can you believe that? I swear, every single person in the military has a massive stick up their... I see. Very troubling indeed. The situation and the imagery. By the way, I heard that the incident at the Carnelia Tower wound up getting... complicated. How did that turn out for you? Well... there were just a few loose ends, but for the most part, we managed to get things done. I expected you'd do well. I could tell you two had the beginning of great bracers in you from the moment we met. I'm happy to see that I was right. Aw, we don't deserve that. We've still got a lot to learn. We're still in training as it is. But Professor, what brings you to a place like this? Naturally, I'm on my way to the capital. I was originally going to take a ship, but I found myself short of funds. Damn economy. Oh well. Archaeologists need to exercise too, so the walk should do me good. You don't have to beat yourself up like that. But still, you sure are poor. We scholars of the humanities all have financial issues. Especially archaeology. Any money I make goes straight to the next excavation. That's too bad. But we sure were lucky we're running into you back there. You want to come along with us to the capital? Now just a moment, Estelle. I'm sure the professor is very busy with his own... I'd love to. The road to the capital can be dangerous, so having you two nearby would be a relief. Not that it's all that far to the capital anyway. Well, if you don't mind, then we would be honored. It's settled then. Let's get going. Cool. Do 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 do. That Sanders cut the tab of anyone who enjoys their meal. I'm worried if the store is making any profits at all. That's probably not the best business practice. Hey, you're that guy. That guy. Thank you for your generous meal and discount, sir. No worries. It's nice seeing a customer enjoy my cooking so much. Thanks again and good luck with your research. Research. Midnight come and we want to go home. Hello there. No hard feelings about last time. Your paperwork's already been processed, so you're free to come and go. Have a safe trip. I know I was rude before, but I was only doing my job. Please accept my apology. When were you rude? I don't know what the hell you were talking about, sir. Like, you weren't even involved in that whole conversation. One of the things about this place is that you end up hearing all the soldiers' gossip. All that talk of terrorists and attacks can really scare you sometimes. Ruh-roh. Bum, 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 bum. How you doing? I'd like to apologize for the misunderstanding before. With the birthday celebration so close, we can't afford to be lax with inspection procedures. Yeah, well, it happens. It certainly happens. Bum 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 bum. God, I love those doors opening. I really do. Nothing out here. How sad. Are you all students? We have people come from time to time to study the Annenberg ruins. Not so much, but, you know. Oh, here we go! This is it. Don't get scared now. Are you on your way to the capital? Says Private Ulnus. Those terrorists could be hiding anywhere. Be careful. Well, around here there should just be soldiers, so you should be safe. Should be. Doesn't mean we will be. Private Wulp. Wulp? What kind of name is that? Sounds like a sound effect. I just got transferred to this garrison recently. I'm surrounded by all these hardcore soldiers. I feel pretty overwhelmed sometimes. And a shame. We're in the final region. Royal Avenue. Herb Scenic Route. Grand Cell City. Bum 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 bum. Look at da 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 da. Though realistically, this area is it's actually smaller than the other areas as far as different places you can go. Since you know it's mainly just the big city. Of course, we got new enemies. Bum bum bum. Hillside B, 880 HP. Weakens earth, water, but especially fire. Drops Savory Pinion, a Vesper-like monster found in hilly regions. Poisons enemies with its powerful stinger. Bum bum bum. Aya, you punk.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Pretty good experience for just one enemy. Not gonna lie. The final collection of enemies. Beep 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 beep. See you later. Hey, you there. Uh-oh. Huh? Looks like an army unit. No tourists are allowed at the Herb Royal Villa. Did you not see the ordinance that was just posted all over the city streets? I haven't been to the city yet, sir. Actually, we're not citizens of Grancel. We just recently came here by way of the Sanctime Gate. We haven't made it to the city yet, sir. So you might want to slow your roll. Travelers, eh? Travelers checks. Hard to believe anyone would want to walk on the highways with terrorist activity going on. Talk about reckless. Talk about denied.
Denied.
Setting aside the terrorist discussion for a second. What's the Herb Royal Villa? It's a small palace to the east, where the royal family resides. I was given to understand that the townsfolk often went there to relax. Sorry, but it's off limits for now. The Army's using it as a base of operations for investigating the terrorist activity. Oh, well, I guess we're not going there right now. Bum bum bum. Do 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 ba 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 ba. You don't say. The roads nearby aren't off limits, but I'd suggest you keep away, just to make sure no one mistakes you for one of the bad guys. Uh-huh. We wouldn't want that, would we? Well, that's certainly grim. Personally, being told not to go somewhere just makes me want to go and see what all the fuss is about. Doesn't it, though? What do you say? Well, we want to go poke around and see what we can see. It's not that I'm not curious. We did just get that warning, so I think it's best to hold off. There may actually be terrorists, like the soldier said. Well, I think the Intelligence Division is just using the Royal Guardsmen and Bracers as scapegoats. Estelle? You really need to not say things like that out loud. If someone overhears you, then we're apt to get caught up in it. Yeah, you're right. Intelligence what now? Let's see. Sorry, it's nothing. Anyway, let's head on to the city. Alright. You kids are no fun. North Grancel. East Herb Royal Villa, so we can't actually go into that area yet. So for now, we'll head this way. Another new enemy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-bum. Elmars. 1180 HP. Drops Tender Poultry, a ferocious flying monster that can call meteorites. Attacks after the rocks strike. So pretty much a stronger version of the owl enemy from the Roland area. Hiya and such. Hiya! Insta-death. Even though it would have killed him anyway.
That's that then. Let's move out.
You never know, man. Hell Mars. And hillside B. So that's how we get to Grancel. But first we want to head towards Garoon Gate, which is of course the gate that connects Grancel with Roland. There's a new enemy. Primitive attack. Marsh Chupacabra, 1140 HP. Strong against wind and water. Weak against fire. Drops Prickly Seed. A monster living in swamps. Tries to leech blood from its prey. Has petrifying tentacles. Tentacles. Aw. Just barely survived. What a turkey sandwich. I'll tell you what.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Prickly Seed. West Grancel, but we want to go this way first because I believe there's a book we can get over there. South Sanctime Gate. East Garoon Gate, which we've been to the other side of it, but not to this side. There's another new enemy. Primera, 480 HP. It has low HP. Drops Bird Egg. A monster that reflects arts with a shell covering its head can paralyze an opponent. So you don't want to do arts, obviously. So they'll just bounce right off.
All right, We're good to go.
Not that you really need to do that, but, you know how we do. Bird egg. Bird egg. And from this side, you can also go to the herb scenic route, but again, we can't go to that area right now. It's not allowed. It is just not allowed, sir. Can't do it. Maybe some other time. West Grand Cell. East Roland, Groom Gate. South Herb Royal Villa. Bob Villa, even. Do 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 ba 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 na 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 na. Maroon Gate. We're on the other side finally. How cool are we? We're just the coolest people ever, aren't we? Private Stole. This is the Garoon Gate. This checkpoint connects the Grand Cell and Roland regions. That's nice. The Royal Avenue and Herb Scenic Route basically run a loop around this region, says Private Baranco. That's a name for the ages. This is why many travelers headed to the castle missed the turnoff and walked the entire loop. Bunch of dorks. I saw a strange girl with glasses on the loop earlier. That would have to be Dorothy, right? It would have to be. Sounds like something she would do, though. This is the first time the army has heightened security in all regions since the 100 Days War. This makes me remember a lot of things that happened back then. That's too bad. Lot of things. Lot of things. Do 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 do. All this way for you, for this turd. Good work making it all the way up here. I'll give you this as a souvenir. Don't mind that it's a hand-me-down from me. Carnelia Chapter 9! Because of the size of this place, patrolling it is one of the biggest challenges. Since all of the tourists are concentrated in the royal city at the moment, this place is a bit more relaxed, but if one of the terrorists were among the tourists, we'd have no real way of knowing. It's a little scary. Indeed. Scary. Carnelia Chapter 9. Carnelia. The flicker of dying orbital lamps mounted as equidistant lengths along the sewer walls sent thin streaks of light across the surface of the rippling flow of filthy sewage. Passing in front of this one by one, Sister Carnelia sped down the stone sidewalk at the sound of her body, cutting through the racing tunnel. Wines trailed out behind her, panting and out of breath. I continued to move my feet towards the darkness, which lay before me as I chased after Sister Carnelia's flickering shadow. Wayworn, yet without a moment of repose, we headed unrelentingly with our sights set on the Cathedral of the Septine Church. We moved swiftly across the moss-covered stone pavement, the clacking of our heels echoing in the dimly lit underground. Above ground, the walking distance on the city roads from the railway station to the cathedral was about 3 blocks. If we made our way up through the drainage ditch just beyond the sluice gate, we would find ourselves in the public square outside the massive sanctuary. Up ahead, the light of another orbital lamp came into view. Turning her head in my direction and without a word, Sister Carnelia extended her right hand outward in a wide motion, indicating that we would be turning the way to the next corner. Then, as if preparing for something, she rolled both shoulders in a grinding motion and relieved the last of her tension with a pop of the neck. It seemed to me as though she knew all too well what was lurking within the tenebrous conduit ahead. Under the unsteady and sporadic coruscation of light, the body of Sister Carnelia surged around the corner and disappeared from view. 1, 2, 3 went the walloping echoes, following the sound of something being rolled into the channel of filthy sludge. As I turned the corner, the first thing which leapt into my sight were the contorted figures of 2 men on the ground, whom I barely missed treading on Sister Carnelia, who, by this time, several steps ahead, continued to run at her usual pace, as if nothing had happened during the preceding seconds. "It's Carnelia!" came an angry but noticeably wavering voice from behind. I glanced to my rear to locate its source, and there I found a man who had dragged himself from the fecal-filled liquid now lying next to his dead comrades, yelling with his dying breath as blood leaked out of his open mouth. "Carnelia, she's down here!" he managed to croak before falling silent and still. Sister Carnelia paid no attention nor made any effort to look back. I turned my face forward and followed her example. The walls of the conduit leading directly to the sluice gate squared out into an ominous mouth of darkness, seemingly waiting for its next unsuspecting meal. Sister Carnelia gradually slowed her pace to match mine, as I had by this time become completely exhausted and out of breath. "It looks like these guys are dead serious about getting their hands on that item this time," she said. She focused her eyes on the darkness before us. "So were those men old friends of yours or something?" I inquired. Sister Carnelia turned to face me with her darkened scarlet eyes. "Is that what you heard from those bracers the other day?" she asked. I nodded my head and questioned her no further. With head slightly turned down, I forced myself onward, eyes fixed on tips of my boots. Unexpectedly, Sister Carnelia opened her mouth and said, "Do you remember that woman you had a run-in with back at the inn?" I nodded slightly. "The whole reason I gave up my life as a mercenary is because I didn't want to meet a tragic end like that," she continued. "A life of no meaning, forgotten by all." I looked up at Sister Carnelia and, seeing a slight show of emotion in the side of her face, heard her repeat the same line of words a few times more before finishing her thought. "If I'm going to cash in my life's chips, then I think it's best that I fight for something worth fighting for. At least that way I'd be able to leave a legacy of my existence behind." "Behind?" Taking in her words, I ran steadily beside her as I felt a sense of nondescript apprehension slowly begin to creep over me. During the short intervals between breaths, it suddenly seemed as if I were hearing the faint sound of sloshing water from behind, which caused me to prick up my ears and turn my head in its direction. "So you noticed it too, huh, Toby?" Sister Carnelia slowed her step until finally coming to a complete stop. "They blockaded us from behind, so there's no turning back now," she said, the direness of our situation heavy in her voice. We had arrived at an intersection where the conduit we were in and another crossed paths, and just beyond the wide, fetid flow of sewage water before us, I could see the dimly lit sluice gate. I placed my back against the damp bricks of the nearest wall and for a moment tried to catch my breath. "They're probably lying in wait for us," Sister Carnelia assessed stoically after glaring across the flowing sewage of the merged channels, and then turning her head to the rear and narrowing her eyes again. "And unfortunately this time, we won't be able to circumvent them." With a sound of composure revealing her utmost resolve, Sister Carnelia took in a few deep breaths. I laid hands on my orbment, gripping it in the palm of my sweaty hand, and then wrapped the strap of my bag securely around my opposite wrist. And as always, Sister Carnelia checked her boots before standing upright. Then taking a few steps back and holding my breath, I raced forward and darted into the Stygian flow of waste. Thus includes Chapter 9. Good times. Alright. See if anything else is going on here. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Good times. Nobody's out here. There's nobody patrolling this side. That's kind of, not very smart. Not something a smart guy would do, that's for show. The weather is so clear today, I can even see the Crone Range across the lake. In the center of the Liberal Kingdom sits Valeria Lake. And surrounding it are mountains and sea, which make good for an outstanding view wherever you look. It's true, man. It's very true. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, good times. How you doing? With security being heightened, all training has been cancelled. Kinda like that baseball game. The Garoon Gate has a number of veteran soldiers working here, so we're not worried. Good times. Do 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 do. How you doing? It's Sam! Sam I am. All the customers who were here earlier took off for Grand Cell. Well, I guess I shouldn't... Well, I guess I should get to cleaning while I can. Red Sam, even. Which is a good song by Flyleaf. Do 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 bum 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 bum. Okay. How you doing? Huh? You aren't leaving Grand Cell, are you? I can't. Almost nobody goes to Roland during the time the martial arts competition is being held. Uh-huh. How may I help you today? Did you all come from the Royal City? It's awfully rare to see anyone coming here from Grand Cell during this time. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You can get the old recipes, french fries and vegetable sandwich if you, for some reason, didn't get them at this point. I don't know how that'd be possible, but, you know, I'm sure some people can pull it off. This leads to Roland, but it doesn't look like we'll be returning for a while. We can't go back to Roland, man. It's not allowed. We got stuff to do, you know? But I think this is a good place to leave off for next time. Over 69.5 hours of gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna call it a stream here. So thanks everyone for stopping by. And I shall see you all next time. That's it.